All right, so for those of you who've been with me before, my name is Gardier Christian, former active duty infantry Marine, infantry officer in the Marine Corps, deployed to Afghanistan 3 times. I've been boxing for over 17 years. I've been teaching self-defense, survival for over 17 years. I've been trained in hand-to-hand combat. I've been trained in weapon usage. I've been trained in attacker defense. I've also been trained when it comes to survival situations and scenarios. All right, one thing I want you to know about today, these moves, these tactics, these techniques that you learn, you're gonna wanna practice them because you're gonna want them to become second nature. When you throw a punch, you wanna be able to throw it without thinking how to throw it. When you do a kick, you wanna be able to just do a kick. When you throw an elbow, you wanna be able to just throw an elbow. When you counter, you're right, you just wanna be able to counter, and you do not want to have to think about it. You want to be second nature, and you just act. And you want your mindset to be focused on the intensity, aggressiveness, and getting out of that situation alive. Number one thing, if you don't leave from this class, if those who watch the video, and for those of you who take my situation from these courses, when you're in a self-defense survival situation, is that you will survive because that was what your mindset will be. And you're gonna make sure you survive because you're not gonna put yourself in a vulnerable situation. If you're being attacked, if you're defending yourself, probably likelihood of you getting out of this situation is much higher than having any doubt. You don't want doubt in self-defense survival situations. You need to be 100% certain. You have to lie to yourself, you want 100% certainty. Now, when it comes to self-defense survival, we can learn all the moves I showed you, right? Stand up, feet shoulder width apart, knees slightly bent, right? Shoulders relaxed, chin down. This right here is your warrior stance, right? Your body's nimble, you're ready. You can quickly bend, you can swing your arms out, you can react. Now, the reason what was the sign that made you say, hey, I can attack this person? The number one factor is the victim was unaware. They showed body language that showed that they were not paying attention. So if you're paying attention to your surroundings, to your environment, you're showing people that you're paying attention, it reduces the probability of them wanting to attack you. You have now taken yourself from being a vulnerable victim. If you do have a phone, if you are reading a book, right, you don't look around, you don't because once again, even though your defenses are slightly down because you look in front of your face or phone in front of your face, so it limits your visuals, to someone who's trying to attack, they go, oh, they're not, eyes aren't down, their eyes up, so they may be able to see me. And when attackers are attacking, they want a higher probability that the victim will not see them and the victim will not resist. So body language is key. Now, if you do recognize, hey, I see someone coming towards me, I see someone who's looking to attack, what do? Hands up, just like this. This is the universal sign for I'm ready to fight, all right? So if you're walking down the street and someone's staring at you and they go like this, your first reaction is gonna be like, why is this person getting ready to attack me? Or why does this person look like they wanna fight me, all right? So if you notice someone, or even if you suspect, right? And you're not in an environment where you can get away, let's say, like I'm in New York City, so I'll give New York City central examples. You're in a subway, right? The train's moving, someone's walking towards you, they're looking aggressive. You go like this, right? It may incite them to go, hey, and engage with you, or it may force them to go, hey, you know what, I was thinking about attacking this person, but I'm not, right? And even if it does incite them and cause them to get aggressive, you're not ready to fight and defend yourself. And that's one thing I want you to know, right? When it comes to self-defense survival, looking away, not engaging, it's great, but it doesn't guarantee that person is not going to attack. And I'd rather you, and you would rather you be aware and ready than not aware and ready. So if you're in your mind, you go, well, if I don't look at them, they won't get angry and attack me. You look away, now you can't see what they're doing, right? Versus if I look at them, they may turn away, right? Or they may get angry and still want to attack me. But now I put myself in a position where I can defend and I can attack back versus not looking away and now I'm more vulnerable. All right. Now, for those who have boxed, all right, this move right here, front strike, all right, right hand, left hand strikes, in boxing known as the jab and cross, all right? Now, in boxing, kickboxing, mixed martial arts, right, Muay Thai, you may have a stance where you put one foot forward, right, and the other. The warrior stance is not necessary because in your everyday life, you're typically not standing like this. You're typically not standing like this. You may have one foot slightly forward, but it's typically shoulder width apart, right, or feet together. That's your general stance of the everyday person, like walking, standing, all right? So that's why you want to train from that, because we're training how we would be in a real world scenario, right? So I don't want you to train like this, then you get in the real world and your body's like this, and you're like, wait, I don't know what to do, right? We're already training our minds right now. Even if you're here for the first time, in these few minutes that we have together, you're already training your mind to defend, and you're training your mind how it needs to be ready to defend, all right? So right here in that warrior stance, all right? When I say attack, I just want you to lift your hands up just like this, all right? So you're in that warrior stance, attack, right? That means someone's going to attack you, so you're going to attack them back, all right? Make sure you keep those shoulders relaxed, attack, and then put those hands back down. Attack, attack, attack. All right, good, good. All right, now, when it comes to the moves that we're going to learn, you can throw the moves from your warrior stance, you can throw them from your fighting warrior stance, right? So however you want to start, I recommend from the fighting warrior stance, because if you realize, because number one, you're gonna be aware of what's going on. So if someone decides to attack you, you're gonna get in that attack stance to fight them off. So that's why we want to train that way. All right, so right here, we're gonna throw our left hand and our right hand. All right, front hand strike, left hand, front hand strike, right hand. All right. Now we get a little close to the camera so you can see what my hands do. All right, I turn the knuckles over and I bring it back. I turn the knuckles over and I bring it back. All right. Notice where my thumb is. Okay. My thumb is right here. It's not in front of my hand. It's not tucked under. It's to the side. All right. Because you don't want to break your thumb. All right. So we're just like this. And I want you to, and you rotate your hips a little bit to generate some force. All right. So I want us to throw that. Let's go 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Go throw that front hand strike, right hand strike. There we go. Good, good, good. Is everyone else able to hear me? Someone commented that their sound was an issue, seemed to be faded. Keep going, keep going. Can everyone else hear me? 10 seconds. Okay, all right, good, good, good. And time. All right, now, left hand strike, right hand strike. Very basic, right? That's something you can practice at home, right? Let's say you're getting ready to shower, right? You finish brushing your teeth, 30 seconds just punching, then getting in the shower, right? So that way your body gets used to throwing a punch properly. And then you can see yourself in the mirror, turning your knuckles over. The reason why you turn your knuckles, it creates tension. Part of your body versus soft part of the attacker's body. So your hard knuckles to the forehead, cheek, throat area. Now, I've got this question before. What if they're taller than me? Soft part of the body, stomach area, all right? And make sure that this is good on this end. Make sure we don't get disrupted. All right? So, with that being said, now we're those elbow strikes, all right? Front elbow strike, right and left. Left, front elbow strike. Right, front elbow strike, all right? Just like we stood in that attacking stance with our left hand strike, right hand strike, throw them the elbows now, throwing them forward, all right? I want you to turn them over just like that. Good, good, good. And the goal is to bring them back to your hand, or excuse me, head. That's the goal. However, if you bring it back to the chest, it's fine, but focus on bringing it back to the head. That way, if the attacker decides, hey, they're going to punch or kick or throw elbows, you can at least defend yourself slightly, right? When it comes to self-defense survival, keep throwing, keep throwing. Keep throwing those elbows, keep throwing those elbows. The probability of you getting hit, of you getting scratched, of you getting hurt, maybe breaking an arm, tearing something, right? It's a probability of that happening. Adrenaline will mask the pain, for most of the self-defense survival, and then afterwards is when you start feeling it. So don't be as concerned about, hey, what if I break something? What if I tear something? What if I hurt myself? Like, you're gonna have pain, right? But the pain is it's better to have that pain and get out alive. All right. So you're fighting for your life. It's survival. And that's what you need to have in your mind, that you were doing this to survive, right? We're still throwing those forward elbows, still throwing those forward elbows. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. All right, now we're gonna throw some backwards elbows, right? So forward elbows, we're throwing, like I said, soft part of the body, face, neck area. Have you ever been hitting the neck? Neck is a vulnerable area. You hit the neck, it restricts breathing temporarily, right? Like I said, I've boxed before. You don't typically aim for the neck, the throat, but I've been punched in the neck, been punched in the throat before. It literally like stops your entire body functioning, and then it kind of is like okay, now I'm back at it. So if you're being attacked, you throw the front hand strike, rear hand strike, left hand strike, right hand strike to the throat, or an elbow to the throat, and you keep doing that, you're gonna help incapacitate that attacker and help guarantee that you're surviving and you're getting out alive. All right. Now those back elbows, those are moves that people are from the front. Now someone's from behind you, back elbows. All right, just like this. Right now, let me reverse myself so you can see how it looks. Right, just like this. Right. Typically, with the back elbows, they're gonna be closer to you. Right. So someone try to grab you from behind, something of that nature. Front elbows, front hand strikes. There's gonna be more space. All right. So let's go. We're throwing those elbows back, throwing them back, throwing them back. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. There we go. Let's get it. Let's get it. 30 seconds. Throwing those back elbows. Throwing those back elbows. Good. Last 10 seconds. Last 10 seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and time. Good work. Now, if you feel fatigued, if you feel tired, right? I got this question in one of the last classes. Like, hey, what type of fitness level do I need, right? The more fit you are, the healthier you are, the more athletic you are, the better you will be able to defend yourself. However, that does not mean that if you consider yourself not fit or not athletic or not healthy, that does not mean that you cannot defend yourself. However, increasing your health increases your ability to survive. So something to keep in mind. So if you do work out, like most those of you on the COA app, right? We have other classes, other programs on the app, right? So take a class, a workout class, Pilates, even yoga, right? Help strengthen your body, right? A dance class on the COA app, so that way you can improve your fitness. If those of you work out outside of the app, continue to do that. All right. Now, when it comes to the leg, right? So we did hands, front strikes, elbow strikes, rear elbow strikes. Right? That's a lot of standing. It's a lot of head, neck area. And if they're much taller than you, a lot of stomach, sides area, right? Hitting the target areas. Now, this, when it comes to kicking, using your feet, using your legs, doesn't matter their height, whether they're taller than you or shorter, or whether they're much taller than you, the same height, or even shorter, using your legs to their legs, you're gonna want to keep them low. All right, so you're gonna want to aim at their knee or lower. The reason for that, if I aim at their hip and they're the same height as me or they're taller, I grab my leg and now I'm off balance and now I put myself in a vulnerable situation. All right, and we're already in a vulnerable situation when you're being attacked. We want to reduce the vulnerability. All right. So with that being said, when we do any kicks, we want to keep them low. All right. We're keeping them shin and below. First, what we're going to do is that front side kick. So I'm here in that warrior stance. I go to attack. Boom. Right. Aiming at the knee, side of the knee, calf, side of the shin, with the top of the foot. Hard part of the body to soft part of the body. So I want you just like this. Boom. And bring it back. Boom. Front side kick. So you're kicking forward to the side, to the shin or calf area. Needs to be knee, side of the shin, or calf area, right? Soft parts of the body. If you take that knee out, what does that do? Right? Inability to walk, right? They can't walk. Their probability of them attacking you has decreased, right? You still want to ensure that they cannot attack you and that with 100% certainty you can get away. But going for the knee highly increases that 100% probability of you getting away. All right, so we're gonna do that right side, just front side kick, just like that, aiming at boom, aiming at your knee, forward of your body, aiming at your calf or the body, just like this. One thing I want you to keep in mind, let's practice that kick. Keep your knees bent and body low. Don't lean back, all right? Don't lean forward. You kick and lean back, I fall backwards. I kick and lean forward, I fall forward. I keep the knee bent and I kick, I stabilize. All right? Now, you may kick and throw yourself off. That's perfectly fine, right? You may be a little unstable. Even now, while you're doing it, even though you're not kicking anyone or anything, that's perfectly fine, right? The repetition is what we're going after, right? So that way you know the move, you know how to perform it, and then it becomes second nature after repetition, right? So let's keep going. Let's keep going with that. 5 more seconds. Using that right leg, that right front side kick in 3, 2, 1, and tie. Now, left leg, front side kick. Boom, bring it back. 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 Let's go. Keep going. Now that left side. And the reason why we're doing the left and the right, when it comes to self-defense survival, you do not know what situation you'll find yourself in. So we need to practice both ways, both sides, to ensure that no matter what, we're ready. All right. So let's keep going. 20 more seconds with that left side, kicking in that warrior stance, right? Keeping those hands up is ideal. However, if you want to keep those hands down, you can do that as well. It's about survival. All right. It's about survival. All right. Let's keep going. In 3, 2, 1, and time. All right. Now, axe stomp. All right. Basically using your heel, and this is if you're in the ground if your attacker is on the ground, right? So the hand strikes, elbow strikes, even the kicks, you're standing, and so is the person who attacked you, they're standing as well. The axe stomp, they're down on the ground. However they got there, whether they went down because you're punching, because you're kicked, they're now on the ground. You do not have 100% certainty that you can get away. You want to make sure you do. So that's what that axe stomp is for. You're taking the bottom of your heel and you're stomping at soft parts of your body. So when it comes to the soft parts of the body, that's the head, face, that's the neck, right? The sides, right? The knee, the ankle, all right? So if they're on their side, I'm stomping with my heel straight down, just like this. If you have a pillow or a coat or something soft you can put on the floor to practice that heel stomp, right? If not, it's perfectly fine. Just be mindful if you're on a floor stomping your heel, right? The axe stomp or heel stomp causes pain to the person you're attacking, but it also will cause some pain because you're jarring your heel. All right, so let's keep that in mind. Don't go with full force if you don't have something you can put your foot down against. All right, so if you have a pillow, you can go with full force because it'll allow you to get some of that shock off. All right, but you're aiming at the ankle, you're aiming at the knee, aiming at the neck, aiming at the face, aiming at the side of the body. I want you to visualize that. Visualize the knee, stepping on it. Visualize the ankle, right? We're practicing these moves. We need to visualize this as well. Now let's if they're on their side. Keep stopping. Choose your right or left. Doesn't matter because we're going to do both. All right. So if you're using the right, keep going with the right. All right. Now if they're on their stomach, right, going towards their lower back. Most people in today's world have lower back issues. All right. So if you get a heel stomp to get your lower back, it's going to exacerbate an issue you had. And if you didn't have an issue, you're going to have one now. All right. And once again, back of the knee, back of the ankle. All right. Back of the neck. Okay. Some of you, maybe younger, may have heard, like if you hit the back of the head, you go blind, right? Stopping right there, right where the spine attaches to the brain, right? Stopping. All right. Let's switch feet. So if you're using your right, now we're going to use our left. We're stomping, right? You can have your hands up, you can have your hands down, making sure you keep your knees bent, stabilizing yourself. So use the other foot, axe stomp, heel stomp, stomping on the knee, stomping on the foot, stomping on the head. They're trying to call away. You're chasing them and you're stopping, making sure that you can get away with 100% certainty. All right? So, and if they're on their back, we're stomping their knee, ankle area, their groin, all right, is where you want to stomp as well. All right. One thing to be mindful of is keep stomping, keep stomping. One thing you want to be mindful of, if they are on their back, stomping above their waist, hands, right? So if you stomp, the probability of them they have more ability to grab your foot and stop you, right? Or more ability to grab your foot and disrupt you, right? On their back, typically they have one hand pinned, or the one arm has to kind of move. It has less mobility, but on their back, they typically have full mobility of their arms. So that's something to be mindful of. If they're on their back, when you're stomping on their knees, you're stomping on their ankles. And that is where you should stop, no matter whether they're on their side or their back or their stomach, because the probability of grabbing you is much lower if you're going into lower extremities. All right, let's go 10 more seconds, 10 more seconds, 10 more seconds. In 5, 3, 2, 1, and time. All right. How you all doing? Can you hear me still?
Yes.
Can you hear? Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. All right. So we went over, right, the warrior stance, attacking warrior stance. Went over the front hand strike, left and right. Went over those forward elbows, left and right. Review the backward elbows, left and right. Review the axe stomps, left and right. Review the side kicks, forward side kicks, front side kicks, left and right. All right, now let's review some defensive moves, right? Those are typically considered offensive moves because you are throwing punches, you are attacking, right? Defensive moves are moves that are secondary, right? So hand strikes, elbow strikes, axe stomps, front side kicks are primary. You can initiate with those, all right? These moves are considered defensive because they're reactionary, typically not proactive, right? So choking, it's a common thing I get, question I get, right? It's a common thing that's seen when it comes to someone being attacked, right? Typically not going to be attacked with a choke from the front if someone's attacking you, right? However, if they do attack you from the front, it's literally just a matter of you hitting their wrist and breaking their guard, or just throwing punches, right? That will so if I'm here with my feet shoulder apart, knees slightly bent, shoulders relaxed, chin down, right? Not up in the air. If they come within choke, right, they're gonna hit my chin before they get to my throat. Them hitting my chin allows me to react and tuck my chin even more, right? So when it comes to countering the rear choke, your chin, you want it all the way and almost touching your chest, all right? So with that being said, I want you here in that warrior stance, right? Oh, let's back up quickly. If someone gets in a rear choke, that means they got from behind you. So when it comes to that, we didn't talk about it, but let's go back to that. When it comes to that warrior stance, you want to ensure your back is up against something. You stand with enough space between you to where you can see in peripherals if someone does decide to go behind you, right? For example, on the subway, you're on the subway car, you stand next to right? You stand cat a corner, you're on the bus, right? You stand with your back to the seat, you're sitting out, no one's getting behind you, right? Now, if you're in a venue, right, you're in a space, right? Some people may walk behind you, you're walking around, right? You don't want to be socially awkward and walking like this, right, around the venue, right? So that's something where you just have to be a little more aware of. And you also don't want to be, you don't want to come across as paranoid, where you're walking and then you're like constantly looking behind you, right? That's just something that just general awareness, be aware of especially if you're standing, right? Be sure that you're aware of your surroundings and specifically behind you that no one can get behind you, right? So let's say someone does get behind you. It's a packed area, and you're walking down the street, right? And it's and you don't hear the person walking up behind you, right? Or you don't feel them, you don't sense them, right? And they come up behind you and they get you in a choke. The first thing you want to do is relax your body and tuck your chin. Even if they already have you in a choke, relax your chin. Or excuse me, relax your body and tuck your chin. because you may be able to get it down and loosen their choke. Number one, even though attackers want an easy victim and they want a victim that does not attack them, they do expect some resistance. So if someone comes from behind you, right? It puts them in shock. All right. So you go like this, just relax your body.
There's a problem with the
I'll listen to
bandwidth.
someone
We're not hearing what you're
You said
saying.
You said you're not hearing what I'm saying?
No,
All right. Is it? Because I just asked earlier and someone said they heard me, so that's why.
well, on my screen, it
Yeah.
says network bandwidth is very low on your end.
Gotcha. Okay. Anyone else receiving that same message?
I didn't receive a message, but it's chunky. Your audio comes like in and out.
Got it. All right. If you all just let me know, just put a message in the chat. I'm not sure what's going on today with the reception, but can you all hear me now? Is it good now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, what was the last thing? Who was that? Who said they had issues with they couldn't hear me? What was the last thing you heard?
Maybe you can start with, relax and move your chin down.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So, when it comes to being choked, all right, you relax your body, tuck your chin. All right. So they go like this, relax your body, tuck your chin. The reason why you do that, the attacker's not expecting you to just completely submit. Because in their mind, that's what it is. In your mind, it's not you submitting, you prepare yourself to get out of that situation. All right. So they come behind you, they choke you, you relax your body, all right, still standing up. The attacker, off of shock and surprise, may loosen their grip. They may not let it go, but they may loosen a little bit. That's enough where you can tuck your chin, put your fingers between it, and now you're giving yourself breathing room and you're giving yourself time. Now, if you've noticed, right, when you relax your body, tuck your chin, the attacker lets go slightly, go right into attack mode. All right. Now, with that being said, let's say they don't loosen it. Let's say they tighten it, right? At that point, if you're not able to get your chin tucked, now they're choking you out, and they tighten it, and you're not able to get your hands between the arm and them, or you're not able to pull their arm down. We learn rear elbows for a reason. Their body is tight against you. Rear elbows and being mindful. You're throwing those rear elbows, trying to get your chin down, right? Hoping that they will loosen up. All right. Those elbows, if you hit them properly, right, tight against to the side, right, it's going to cause the body to move a little bit. It's going to cause a little bit of shock, right? And that will increase the likelihood of them loosening the grip. And then you're getting free with your hand between, tucking your chin, right? If you're able to get free, once again, throwing those rear elbows, you turn, face them, kicking, ensuring that you increase your likelihood of surviving, all right? Now, I saw one of the comments said, we need someone behind the presenter. I'll look into that. Maybe start getting someone to volunteer as the attacker, or maybe I'll be the attacker and they'll demonstrate the moves. All right. I know when I do these in person, I'm normally the attacker. So that way those people who want to, that way those who attend can actually practice without concerning themselves or hurting someone else. So when I used to do these before the pandemic in person, that was something we did. So I would actually stand behind them and apply the choke, and they would get free or do what they could to free themselves. So that's definitely something I'll look into. So thank you for that. All right. So everyone can still hear me. Any questions on that? Everyone can still hear me?
Yep.
Okay, all right, cool. All right, now, the rear bear hug, right? So that's the choke. The bear, someone comes behind you and grabs you strong. It's one move. I'm gonna break it down in parts. First thing is always, someone grabs you, relax your body, tuck your chin, right? What that does as well, not only does it shock your attacker and surprise them, like, whoa, what's going on? They're resisting at all. It also puts your mind in a calmed state, but still heightened because you know something's happened. But when you initially get shocked and surprised when you're being attacked, it can cause your brain to kind of overload and freeze. All right. When you relax your body, it still puts it in a heightened sense, like, hey, something's going on, but now it gives you more of an opportunity to think and to take action. All right. So someone comes to that rear bear hug, right? You tuck your chin, you relax. At this point, right? If their grip is still tight, that's fine. If the grip loosens up, that's even better, right? If they're released, that's the best, right? But let's say they don't release, right? Let's say they tighten it up or they get loose just a little bit, but they still have it. At this point, we're gonna drop our feet out wide, bend the knees, and throw our arms out and up, all right? So what that does, the dropping the body and spreading the legs out causes the attacker to either body weight go forward or body weight go back to counter your movement. All right, what the arms do, they're holding you tight. So the arms out, break or loosen that grip, and then up, throw it up. So if your arms go out, their initial reaction is to go in. Now, if your arms go up while they're still trying to go in, you're likely to break that grip, all right? So you're here, sometimes the bear hug, relax your body, tuck your chin, feet out, down, arms out and up, all right? So let's break that down. All right, you're here. 1, shoulders relaxed, chin down. 2, feet wide, body down, and 3, arms up, all right? It's one move, all right? But right now, I want you to do that for 30 seconds. Just relax the body, chin tuck, feet out, body down, arms out and up, all right? Tuck the chin, body relaxed, feet out, body weight down, arms out and up, all right? Let's do that another 15 seconds. Another 15 seconds, let's keep working that. All right, let's keep working that. All right, body relaxed, chin down, feet out wide, body down, arms out and up. And time. All right, now let's put it together. All right, someone comes to grab you, and I'm going to say attack, and I want you to go through it. All right, so I'm going to say attack, and I want you just like that. All right, you're here, body aware, attack, just like that. All right, body aware, right here. Someone comes behind, they grab you, attack, and I want you just like that. All right, let's go. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. All right, let's do it for 30 seconds. Attack. 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 Remember, every time I say attack, I want you to do that counter. And then you reset on your own and then wait. Attack. Right? Shock and surprise. You know it's coming because we're doing this in the class, but when it comes to a real life situation, you don't know when it's coming. All right? But we have to train it. This is the best way in this environment that we have. Attack. 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 And time. All right, good work. Last move. All right. Someone asked this question earlier, all right, about, hey, what should I carry with me? And I said, if you carry something with you, you want to know how to use it, all right? So what I'm going to grab this marker, all right? And this is going to be my knife. Now, if you have a knife, or if the attacker has a knife, you're able to get control of their knife, or if you have a knife, first thing you want to do is maintain control. So you want to grip, all right? Notice the thumb. Right, this time you want the thumb over your fingers. When you create a striking hand, you don't want it over the fingers, you want it next to. When it comes to a knife, you want it over, so that secures the grip. Now at this point, when it comes to the knife, there's the stabbing motion. However, if you stab, it can grab the hand, right? Or if you stab, it can get stuck in their body, on their clothes, on an object that they have. So stabbing is not an ideal situation. You want to slash. Slashing provides you movement, momentum. So if they try to grab the knife, they're most likely to get cut. If they try to grab your hand, your momentum will allow you to break free. All right. So if you have a knife, don't recommend you do it for this. All right. If you have a marker or an object, you can also do it without something in your hand, just with your hand and move it as well. All right. There's a slashing motion. This is what you want to do. If you have a knife, you want to come across, all right? And the reason why you're coming across face, neck, throat, chest, bicep area, same, right to the other side, face, neck, chest, bicep area, right? That's what you're typically aiming at, creating an X. For those you go, hey, what am I attacking much taller? I can't reach the face. That's the body. Xing across the stomach, right? Slashing the groin, slashing the quad, right? Tear that muscle and fat, right? And we're slashing, and we're slashing. Just like this, we're going forward and across. Let's go with that right hand, 10 seconds. Ready? And let's go. We're just slashing, slashing. Just like this, slashing. Keep that going, keep that going. Keep that going, all right? In 3, 2, 1, let's switch hands now. Now, this may be your weak hand because typically you're going to choose your strongest hand first, your stronger hand first, but we need to practice both hands. Because let's say you break your hand, you're not able to grab the knife with your right hand, and your right hand, you grab it with your left hand, and your left hand, you grab it with your right hand. Practice both, all right? Once again, make sure that thumb is over the knuckles, over the fingers, and slashing just like that, all right? Just like that, slashing, slashing. Coming up and down and back around, right? You creating this loop of an X, right? Or an infinity sign or a figure 8, it creates momentum. So the probability of you being able to be stopped decreases highly, right? It increases your likelihood of being able to continue. They try to stop you, they try to grab you, you're cutting their finger, you're cutting their hands, right? And you're just slashing, slashing, slashing. So if you do have a knife, that is how you use it properly, right? You don't stab, you slash, you slash, you slash, you slash, all right? It creates multiple cuts, even if it doesn't get deep. It's called, what's the saying? Die by 1,000 cuts, right? Those cuts over time will create damage to the point where someone will not want to attack anymore. And once again, just because they say, okay, I'm sorry, I'm not attacking, or they start walking away, don't turn your back and say, hey, I'm safe. You don't have 100% certainty that you're getting out of that situation alive. You keep attacking until you get out of the situation alive. It's your life over theirs, and your life is what matters, all right? So never forget that. You want to get out of the situation alive, no matter how much mercy they ask for, no matter what sympathies they ask. Oh, hey, I have family, it doesn't matter. They attack you, you need to ensure you survive. At all costs, your survival matters, all right? So let's quickly review what we did today, the warrior stance, right? Getting to that attack warrior stance, the front hand strike, left and right, those forward elbow strikes, left and right, those rear elbow strikes, left and right, those front side kicks aiming at the shins, the side of the shins, the knees, right? Those axe stomps, aiming typically at the lower extremities, right? The knees, the hips, the ankles, versus the upper body because they can grab you. With the counter to the choke, the rear choke counter, tucking the chin, relax the body, put the hands, right? The rear bear hug counter, tucking the chin, relaxing the body, dropping the weight, feet out as you throw your arms up and out, and then slashing as well, all right? So with that being said, a few more minutes, all right, before we go into, before we have to end, all right? So this is a perfect time to ask any questions. And I see here how to survive with multiple attackers. All right, so when it comes to multiple attackers, right, it's one of those things where if the attackers don't have you in their control, like if they don't have their hands on you, if they don't have you in a chokehold and anything like that, put them in front of you. All right, so if I have a wall here, just like this, attackers in front of me, I have now increased my likelihood of survival because they can't encircle me. So now I can see everything in front of me. All right, and at that point, I'm punching, I'm kicking. All right, the best way to survive multiple attackers, a gun, right? That's ideal, right? So if you can't get a gun, a weapon, right? A knife, a stick, something that keeps them at distance. All right. So if you have a knife, right, and this may kind of sound funny, right, in terms of like swords, something like that, but people have those objects at home, or you may be in a store, or you may be in a place where you can see like, oh, there's a long pole, you grab that, right? Or you're like, hey, I'm in a photo studio, let me grab the background holder, break it off, and then use that as a tool, all right? So stopping multiple attackers is something that you would need to be trained in more specifically, but from a general standpoint, push your back against the wall so you can see them in front of you. Use a weapon to keep them at distance. All right.
How about a
What,
bat?
what is that?
A bat, a baseball bat. How would you use
Exactly. Yeah, baseball bat. Perfect. A baseball bat. And once again, a baseball bat, any object that you have in your hand, you're not stabbing. You're not going up and down. You're not going side to side. You're using momentum of slashing. So a bat, figure 8, right? Because that momentum that you create prevents them from being able to stop you, all right? So that's perfect. Think that about the bat. How about a baseball bat? How would you best use a bat? Yeah, same way. Bat the same way as a knife. Figure 8, figure 8. Both hands, 2 grips, right? Knuckles covered by the thumb. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, right? Because you go like this up and down. Now you have to come all the way back up. Now you put yourself in a vulnerable position. I go side to side. I miss. I'm now turning. I have to bring it all the way back. I'm in them. Even if you miss, when you slash, you're minimizing the space that you're traveling, right? So you're keeping the target in front of you. You go to the side, now the target's to my side. I go down, now the target's above me. I slash and I miss, I'm still here, right? Smaller area to travel, the body is only so big, all right? What other questions? What other questions do we have before we get out of here for tonight? And once again, these are available for review. So I definitely would recommend you review them, all right? Any other questions? About 30 more seconds. All right, what does that say? When they grab your arm and wrist, get close and punch. So if you're here, they grab your arm, get closer, and you punch elbows, all right? Now, that's something we can talk about a little bit in depth, all right? You don't want to pull away because then it's resistance. Go towards, all right? Because once again, surprise and shock, they're not expecting you to move towards them. Go towards them, elbow, go towards them, it loosens the grip, increase the probability of you being able to break free. All right? And then what to do if someone has a gun on you. If someone has a gun, give them what they want. So if they're coming with a gun, they're typically coming to rob you, don't give it to them, throw it away from you, away from them, and away from where you want to go. So if I'm here, there's a door here, and the camera's the robber, I'm throwing my watch over here, and then I'm running. Because they most likely want what you have, and they don't want you, all right? When it comes to a gun, that's the trigger situation because you're gonna be more strategic with that, you know? So, but if they're coming to, when it comes to robbery, perfect opportunity to just say, okay, hey, here you go, throw it away from you, all right? Any other questions? About 10 more seconds, take one more question. See here, no one other questions? No? All right, well, I appreciate you all for joining me. Every Thursday, 8 p.m., we'll be here. Self-defense survival, available on the COA app. You can leave feedback as well. I read the feedback and I incorporate it. We're gonna be reviewing the same moves and adding to it because when it comes to self-defense survival, the best way to survive is to have it ingrained in your memory to where it becomes second nature. All right, so thank you all for joining me. Once again, my name is Guardian Christian here at Trifecta out of New York City, here on the COA app. Remember, tomorrow is made today.